Paisley.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. I believe that Parliament should be in the business of giving people reason to live. I do not believe that they should be in the business of creating laws that facilitate and accelerate people's death. And I think that I say that with respect to people on all sides of the argument who have today brought to this House their own very personal reasons, and indeed very trying and solemn reasons that they have brought to the House. But I believe that the balance is all wrong in this piece of legislation, and that's in this piece of proposed legislation, and that's why I will be voting against it this evening. We all know it is not necessary to change the law in order to have dignity in death. That has existed from the very beginning of time. It is indeed in the natural order of things. And I'm one of the people who can actually understand what it's like to see pastoral care. I grew up in a manse. Every day, people came to my father's manse where they witnessed people who had illnesses and sicknesses and needed to be comforted and take them through those issues. But I also have a more personal story. A year ago on this day, my father passed away. And so tomorrow we actually celebrate his anniversary. But prior to that, 18 months prior to that, he had actually been in hospital. He had suffered a very serious illness and he ended up on a life support machine. On the 5th day of being on that life support machine, the doctors actually indicated to us that, look, your father's probably going to die in the early hours of the morning. You should prepare yourselves and be ready for the eventuality. We did. We prepared his funeral. We sat as a family. We talked about what we should do over the next few days. And that night, amazingly, my dad sat up in bed and demanded a cup of tea. And he went on to enjoy another hearty year, and we went on to enjoy his company and his lovely presence for another year. And we planned his funeral with him. And it was a very different plan to the one that we had. Very different. Noted publicly for being very different. And I think that some people need to recognise that whilst we may say as legislators we have a right to do this, we have a right to say to people, it's now time, this person is now a burden on society. That is not what we should be doing as a Parliament. We should be taking stock and we should be saying, in his voice, no.